Ladies and gentlemen, American Jerry and Bulldog Nation, welcome to the Bulldog Show. As always, we're sponsored by Deters Law, Parks Yoga, and check us out on all our platforms. We have all the platforms you need. Well, the top story is Joe Biden's secret trip to Ukraine. He snuck over there, told Zelensky he's going to give him $500 million more of equipment. Can you imagine the people getting rich over there? And I thought that the thought occurred to me today, what about all of the equipment we left behind in Afghanistan? You know what? It would be nice to have all that equipment that we could give that to Ukraine, correct? It's just mind-boggling. But in addition to his little secret trip, we find out that Joe Biden is discussing the potential of pensions to Ukrainians. What? I swear to goodness, it's insane what goes on in this country and what goes on in this world now under this guy. I mean, it's insanity. Pure insanity. One thing after the other. Norfolk Southern, this guy hanging out in front of his mansion, says everything will be okay. You know, the bottom line is Norfolk Southern has botched this from the beginning. However, I have this on my radar this morning for a different reason. And that is that I want to defend all the rank and file Norfolk Southern railroaders, all their employees, all the people. You know, Norfolk Southern's getting battered right now thanks to their corporate morons. But the rank and file Norfolk Southern employees aren't responsible for any of this. Bottom line is I want to speak up for the Norfolk Southern railroaders and railroaders everywhere. It's these guys that mess everything up. Half-ton meteor hit South Texas. They told us after the fact. You know, it still blows my mind how these things, when they hit, they don't hit anybody. It just tells you how vast our country is, and like the populations are so spread out. But just think of a half-ton meteor hit Dallas. Don Lemon is taking a little break. I mean, this guy just keeps crashing and burning. He's done. Put a fork in him. His career's over, as it should be. Dirty cities, the top 5 dirty cities in America, ran by Democrats. I mean, it's unbelievable, isn't it? Jimmy Carter, God bless him. By the way, I've used Jimmy Carter as an example for so many reasons, and one of them is what a great human being he is. He's like the superstar of ex-presidents. Habitat of Humanity. His heart's in the right place. I always use him as an example of a good liberal. In other words, he's a liberal that we disagreed with. He was not a very good president, by the way, compared to George Bush 43, Barack Obama, and Joe Biden. There was nothing wrong with Jimmy. But the bottom line is that he's a good guy, had a long life. But I always use an example of it. You're a Jimmy Carter liberal. You're not one of these woke, crazy liberals. And Jimmy Carter's at hospice at home. May he have a peaceful passing when the time comes. Joe Biden, already said something about the sneaky trip to Ukraine. He's also apparently going to go to Poland. Why? I don't know. Piss off Putin? Who knows? Oakland, fires everywhere. Town shutting down. Not good for Oakland. Meanwhile, in Austin, we have street racing, police officers hurt. This is one of the defund police departments, $110 million. When I woke up to work on my show a little bit this morning, the thought occurred to me, the stupid ideas over and over again from these morons. Who would ever think, let's defund the police? One guy kneels on George Floyd. George Floyd dies. What's our response? Defund the damn police everywhere in the country. Yep, that's the answer. I mean, it's truly incredible. The stupidity that goes on and on and on. I mean, like Ukraine. We're sending all the money over there, protecting Ukraine from Russians coming in. But by golly, if you want to come in the United States, come on in. Bring your drugs, human trafficking, fentanyl. It doesn't matter what the hell it is. I'm revved up. Maybe it's because I'm wearing my George Coella vest that he gave me the gift, Ride for 45 President. I absolutely love my vest. I posted pictures up in the back. It says Bulldog Media logo, Americans Fighting for America. Coming up next is the local news. Ladies and gentlemen, American Jury and Bulldog Nation, welcome to Bulldog TV Local News, where we're always sponsored by Deters Law, Parks Yoga, and check us out on all the platforms. Really proud of Bulldog TV. Bulldog TV is, in fact, over 25,000 followers on Facebook. Good old Jacob Barton is just keep building it. And by the way, today's President's Day. Yeehaw, everything's closed except Deters Law and Bulldog Media and the Deters for Governor campaign. All right, our lead story. Waterworks officials continue to monitor the contaminants traveling down the Ohio River from East Palestine. Officials did discover a compound over the weekend. That could be from the toxic train derailment. You think? The Greater Cincinnati Waterworks did shut down all intakes as the questionable water passes the region. It's my understanding the Kenton County Northern Kentucky Water District did as well. Keeping us safe from toxicity. By the way, I checked out the water, what's in the water. You got to be crazy to drink the tap water anywhere, in my opinion, around here. Law and crime. One adult and one child were shot in Paddock Hills over the weekend. Officials were called to the 1100 block of Clearbrook Drive near Xavier University on Saturday. Both victims were taken to UC Medical, but their conditions are unknown. 16-year-old Micah Thomas has been indicted on 27 counts, including multiple counts of murder. Thomas was involved in 4 fatal shootings when he was 14 in October of 2020. Money and drugs were likely involved in the killings. Thomas has no remorse. He says he was training to be a hitman. Career is short-lived. In local news, Kevin Brown, the president of Asbury University, has called for an end to the nonstop revival of the campus. He said, enough. Enough's enough. We were down there on Friday. The service has been going for 10 days, but Brown said Sunday night is the final night. There shall not be any more praying. The president will allow some extra day services, but the decision was made to have students get back to academics. You know, they're saying, hey, I want out of the class. I'm going to go pray. Then they go drink. We know how that works for college kids, don't we? All in Wilmore, Kentucky, just south of Lexington. Pretty campus. By the way, it's a pretty neat thing. Parental rights group Moms of Liberty have worked with the Campbell County Library to remove some questionable book titles. Yes, you go, Myrna Eads. The nonprofit organization has targeted 3 titles that have explicit sexual content and questionable subjects. Titles by Alice Sebold, Ellen Hopkins, and Michael Prince have been removed from the shelves. Good. In Kentucky State News, House Bill 1 was recently signed to provide tax relief for Kentuckians. Bashir signed it reluctantly, he says. The new bill will lower Kentucky individual income tax rate. The new law will drop the income tax rate 0.5% to 4%. But guess what? They're taxing a whole bunch of services. A recent report shed some light on how gun commerce has changed in Kentucky in 2010. The years between 2010 and 2020 have seen a 2.1 increase in federal firearm licenses in the state. I saw a meme where a guy in Florida has a pistol-shaped swimming pool. I bet you people start copying that. In Ohio State news, Ohio House Speaker Jason Stevens is talking about instituting a flat tax in Ohio and eliminating some property tax rollbacks. The new method could see an estimated $1.2 billion lost annually to local governments and school districts. Stevens hopes to offset the difference through increased property values. Get them one way or the other, right there, old Jason? Today, the state of Ohio has set up a clinic to serve residents with health care concerns in East Palestine. The service is available free of charge and will also include mental health services. It's enough to drive you crazy, right? And in sports, reports are surfacing that former Bengal quarterback John Kitna will be the next head coach at Lakota East. Big-time high school football. Here comes John. I bet you they pray before the games, and we'll have a lot of controversy. Coming up next, Jamie Spinley. We could have used him on the sports show this morning because we talked about the I've already forget the name of the cup.
She Believes Cup.
She Believes Cup. We could have used your expertise in the soccer tournament of the She Believe Cup. Don't worry, we said it was football.
You could have called me. I would have got out of bed.
1-0. No, you wouldn't if you slacker. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Spin is next.
Hello, Bulldog Nation. Today's world news. At least 36 people have been killed in flooding and landslides in Brazil's Sao Paulo state. Dozens of people are missing, and the number of dead is expected to rise. New Zealand has said rebuilding after Cyclone Gabrielle will cost billions of dollars. On par with the Christchurch earthquake 12 years ago, Gabrielle was the worst weather event this century. An Aussie tourist has been killed by a shark in front of horrified onlookers in the French Pacific territory of New Caledonia. The 59-year-old was bitten several times, suffering wounds to his legs and arms. He died at the scene. Several researchers have been taken hostage at gunpoint in Papua New Guinea. The group were on a study trip when captured by an armed man. A ransom has been demanded for their release. And in sports, it looks like the EPL title race is now between Arsenal, Manchester City and Manchester United. Both Arsenal and United won over the weekend, whilst Man City could only manage a 1-1 draw with Nottingham Forest. Until tomorrow, have a great day. Cheerio.